It's Tuesday and we have so much to talk about. So grab a beverage. Hopefully, you're wearing something very, very comfy, like an oversized hoodie. And smash that like, hit that subscribe, and let's get this party started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want, 'cause your heart's made of gold. But don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, stand-up comedian and pop culture vulture. Joleen Lunzer here for another No Offense, All Offense, where we take a look at all of the trending news stories, pop culture news, reality shows, things we love to hate and things we hate to love. Remember, I'm very opinionated, but that doesn't mean you have to have the same opinions. You're welcome to sound off in the live chat, and we can respectfully agree to disagree.
That's my opinion!
Just my opinion. Also, everything I say is true except for the parts that are false. Everything is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. So don't sue me.
Allegedly.
Just allegedly, you guys. Hopefully you're having a great Tuesday, January 28th. I can't believe February is almost here. We are in full swing into Aquarius season, which is my season. So I'm a little excited, but you guys know the drill. You can hit the like. It's a great way to support the channel. It's a free way to support the channel, and it lets the YouTube algorithm know we're here, we're talking about stuff, invites other people over, and just gets the word out about the channel. Also subscribe. We're on our way to 50K. And if you want to support the channel further, consider joining my YouTube membership or my Patreon. Links for that are in the description of the video. Otherwise, you can send a super chat while we're live. You can send a super thanks after the video posts, or you're welcome to hit me up on the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. So yes, Aquarians. Yes, Amy. Hey, Aquarians unite. So a lot to talk about today. So let's get right into it. Okay. First things first, we have some Traitors news. So shout out to Steven, sent me this, link to Nikki and Bree show. So we know Nikki Garcia. Let me just pull this up here so we can listen to it, you guys. On this season of The Traitors has a podcast with her sister, her twin sister, Bree. I don't know a lot about them, but I'll have to do a spoiler alert, because if you're not caught up on The Traitors, there's definitely going to be spoilers. So you've been warned. You've been officially warned. Spoiler alert. Okay, so Nikki obviously was the last person that was banished at the round table in episode 5. And then Robin from the Real Housewives of Potomac, formerly, I should say, she was murdered that same episode. Well, Nikki on her podcast is explaining the reason that her and other faithfuls weren't looking at Boston Rob as a traitor, you know, because we all watched episode 5 and we're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? How come nobody, why aren't you just getting rid of Rob? It's pretty clear. Wes pointed out for you, the only way to know that someone is absolutely a traitor is if they're a traitor too. We thought that's a done deal. And then Danielle Reyes, one of the other traitors, went off and did whatever she did. And so we're sitting here still with Boston Rob, a traitor who just sold out a traitor, being Bob the drag queen. Now, Nikki wanted to explain to us why they didn't look at Boston Rob and why she herself sat at that round table and was like, oh no, it is not. It's not. I know it's not Boston Rob. And we're like, Nikki, how can you say you know it's not Boston Rob? How does he have all this information? And Boston Rob, in all his Boston robbery, he was being a little messy at that round table. You know, normally you would want to have someone like Dylan, which I think he hoped to have him do, carry that and bring it up at the round table in episode 4, I should say, not episode 5. But instead, he led the charge against Bob the drag queen, which obviously to gamers like Wes and stuff, that looks very sus. So we might have an issue with the Traitors, you guys. We might have an issue with the show overall. There might be a little bit that is confusing when it comes to traitor on traitor crime. And this is something I've seen people talk about. So let me share the audio here, you guys. Give me a thumbs up in the chat as soon as you can hear the audio on this. And let me know your thoughts as she explains this on the Nikki and Bree show. Kara says, my niece is 214. I was supposed to be a Valentine's baby, but I was like, oh no, I am not sharing my birthday with a Hallmark holiday. It's going to be my day. So I waited 3 days till the 17th. And then out I came to to be here for you lovely people today. Okay. So let's take a listen.
But like even Boston Rob, I still like adore that guy. Like he's just playing his game. He's the reason why, a major reason, why I got banished. Damn. And I do want to say one thing. And I'm going to bring this up also at the reunion, because a lot of people online are like, how do they not know about, how can they not figure out Rob? Okay, when we are in quarantine hiding from everyone and everything, you're by yourself in a room alone for 3 days. Well, not alone, but you know what I mean. Yeah. You have to read a rule book, and they're strict about it. Like it is a thick rule book, so you know the exact rules of the game. In there, it says a traitor is not allowed to expose a traitor. So when that whole thing went down and then people had their theories, I was like, but that can't be right because you can't do that. So that's why I stuck up for him last week at that round table. And everyone's like, oh, Nikki, it was so obvious. No, but yes, I agree. Like your guys' theories, it would be very obvious because you guys know they're traitors. We don't know that. But I'm thinking like there's no way because he'd be kicked out or fined. Like that, it was in the rule book. Wow. A traitor can't expose a traitor. So that's why in my head was like, when Sam brought it up at the round table, I was like, but there's no way. Like a traitor couldn't do that to a traitor. Well, found that out. Guess they could. So if I would have known that, I would have felt like for sure. But in my head, I'm like, no, he would be kicked out. Dang. I mean, it just is like the brain is working constantly. Honestly. But those are like so many of the things the viewers don't know, and it's like, wait, no, this is why probably some people weren't going after him. For sure. It's because like can you imagine if they didn't have that rule in traitor? Like, and that's what's the issue with the season. The traitors are just going after each other. Yeah. It makes it messy.
Well, I mean, I will say there is this gray area because I believe, so Nikki's saying in the rule book, it says a traitor can't go after a traitor. And I remember hearing it kind of explained like a traitor can't say, I know this person is a traitor because I'm a traitor. Or, they can't say they know for a fact that that this person is a traitor. They can just put like the sus on them. I think the area is kind of gray at this point where we need some like definite rules of, can traitors turn on each other, or do the rules in the rule book, do they need to be rewritten in a way that makes sense? Because I could see it where if you're reading this, you haven't watched the show before, you're just playing the game for the first time, and the rule book basically says traitors can't come for traitors, you'd be like, oh, okay, so then there's no way Rob could be a traitor because he just outed Bob the drag queen. And Bob the drag queen was a traitor. So then Rob would have known if he was a traitor, and he can't do that because it's against the rules. So I think it's interesting. It's a little confusing. Graphics says, I don't think you can call out a traitor when you are saying if you are a faithful or a traitor. Okay, so I don't think you can call out another traitor when you are saying if you are a faithful or a traitor. Okay, so you can't say, I'm a faithful, this person's definitely a traitor? Is that what you're saying? Anna says, traitors always goes really gray area with that rule. It's the whole Dan and Phaedra thing all over again. Yes. So I feel like maybe, and let me know what you guys think, but maybe they need to change this rule a little bit. Maybe they need to specifically lay out that traitors can call each other out, but they can't say, I know this for... You guys, I'm confusing my damn self when I'm talking about it. So I don't know. Okay. So maybe they need to reword it like graphics is saying here. When a traitor's banished, so Bob the drag queen can't go, okay, I'm gone. Also, Rob's a traitor and Danielle's a traitor and so is Carolyn. Deuces. That makes sense. So maybe they need to make it a little, change it so that this is specifically said where traitors can go after each other and they can get people on board with the sus of another traitor. Obviously, they'd word it a lot better than I'm wording it here. But once a traitor is, gone, about to be banished, they cannot out their fellow traitors. They can't leave and go, oh, I'm going to out all you guys. You are because I am. But they need to make it so that the players understand that, no, in the game, traitors most certainly can come after each other. And this is another situation where it would have probably helped if Nikki and other players who didn't know this would have watched the show before they went on, So yeah, so Rebecca's saying, so in the circle at the round table after they're banished and they step in the circle and reveal whether they're a traitor. So the rule is actually that they just can't out their fellow traitors when they've been ousted from the game and they stand in the circle and have to reveal they're a traitor. I feel like there is a way they could just say that and say, however, while the game's in play and everyone is still in the game, traitors can most certainly come for one another. Oh, but it's interesting. I've heard this argument quite a few times, and I've heard people frustrated with this weirdly gray area of traitors exposing traitors. They exposed during the vote too. Shine is saying. Also, happy birthday, Liz. I see that it is your birthday. So we'll play you the It's Your Birthday, Happy Birthday by Busy Blue, Tay the Bay, and their dog Luke.
It's your birthday! Happy birthday! It's your birthday! It's your birthday! Happy birthday! It's your birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! It's your birthday!
Happy birthday! It's your birthday! And then a little Big Brother song to get you going.
Sun on your skin, 6 a.m. and I've been watching you sleep. And honey, I'm so afraid you're gonna wake up and say that you should probably leave.
And honey, I'm so afraid you're gonna wake up and say that you should probably leave. Right? Luke is such a cute dog, Otter, in the happy birthday video. Okay. So, it is... Yeah, it's weird. Kara says, Tony called Rob a sellout, LOL. And I think that faithfuls can do that, but traitors versus traitors can't. Well, I guess they could say you're a sellout, bro, without saying they're a traitor. So is the rule, they need to make it more clear. So is the rule just you cannot say in the circle, I am leaving, you've banished me, yes, I am a traitor, but also blank and blank and blank are traitors too, goodbye. And you could definitely make it more clear in the rule book to say when the traitor is in the circle, if a traitor has been caught and stands in the circle and reveals they are a traitor, they may not then out their fellow traitor and go after them. But in the game, they can most certainly go after their fellow traitors. So, oh gosh, it's just confusing. Kay Hen says, going on a show you've never watched is madness. I just don't get that tactic. It comes off to me like they don't care and just want the money. Well, Kay Hen, I think you have a good point because I have heard rumblings that Traitors pays pretty good. I was watching the Sharon Tharp episode breakdown with Kelly Wentworth from Survivor, and Kelly said, according to her, the Traitors payment to go on the show is very nice. Very, very nice. So that could, in fact, be the case, which is unfortunate. But, I mean, we do see that on our reality show. Shine says, I'm sure they got more specific about the rules. That's just her interpretation of one part. That could be. And, who knows if she studied she really read through all the rules. There's tons of times people are like, oh, I don't know how to do something, and I just want someone to tell me how to do it. And they're like, did you watch the tutorial? Of course I watched the tutorial. Did you read the directions? Of course I read the directions. Of course I didn't read the directions. I have ADHD. Directions are like, it's like freaking kryptonite. No, it's like the sun to a vampire. It kills me to read the directions. I can just, someone tell me, or I'm just going to magically, deliciously figure it out. So maybe she's saying she read the rule book, but something about Nikki, well, she didn't watch the show. I don't know, but here we are. you guys. Laura says, but a traitor can give the crazy eyes to another traitor. Like Ari tried with Sari and it happened in UK. Ugh, Ari. Ugh. You know, all these years later, I think we were talking about it this summer and he was still talking mess on Sari. And I'm like, Ari, build a bridge. Build a bridge, sir. She outgamed you. All right. Sari is just masterful in what she does in these type of games. Get over it. But he was still talking shit. And I'm like, Ari, calm down. Don't be so fragile, Ari. It's just a game at the end of the day. So, right? Kara says, ugh, Ari. Ugh. What is nice, Drago says. 100K? I don't know. I don't know what's nice, but it's nice enough that they'll come on the show and want the money, allegedly, like Kahan was saying, without even ever watching the damn show you're about to be on. So it's that nice. It's that nice. Okay. You guys, yesterday we were talking about Crystal Minkoff and her, Crystal Minkoff, formerly of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And remember when she first came on Beverly Hills, I know she's not on the show anymore, but there was chatter, big time talk about how, oh my God, she lost 14 friends all at once. And we were all like, oh, geez, what's wrong with her? Like, what happened? Why would 14 people turn on her? What did she do? You know? Well, it turns out I was like, I don't think she ever talked about this, but it turns out she did talk about this. And you lovely lean teamers were nice enough to tell me in the comments, which is why I love when you guys leave comments after the video posts, because I learn a lot. Because I was like, I don't think she ever addressed this. And people were like, no, she did. And then I looked it up, and Reality Blurb has a story from this year, January 14th, of her addressing this. So Real Housewife of Beverly Hills alum Crystal Minkoff shares real life story of losing 14 friends and accuses actress of trying to destroy her for joining the show. Plus live viewing thread. Okay, well, we don't need a live viewing thread. But so there's Crystal Minkoff. So Crystal Minkoff, according to Reality Blurb, opened up about losing friends after joining the cast of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills on the latest episode of her shared podcast with Cynthia Bailey, which I honestly have not listened to, I don't think. I think I clicked on their YouTube channel and had the best of intentions to maybe listen to them. And then I was like, no, I just don't want to. So years after Lisa Rinna, make sure I've got this right. Okay. Years after Lisa Rinna, 61, mentioned that she had lost 14 friends, Crystal, 41, who was featured on the Bravo reality season from season 11 to season 13, reflected on the drama she faced with her Mommy and Me group. Ugh. I know that, you know, as a mom, of course, you would want to find other moms. You know, you have so much in common. You're going through so much. But I have heard so much drama about these Mommy and Me groups. Let me know in the live chat if you guys have been in these groups. Are these groups cults? What's really happening? It seems like they always have some Regina George mean girl that's leading the charge. I've just heard some horror stories. So hopefully there's some good Mommy and Me stories out there. But if you haven't had any or you have bad ones, let us know. Let us know. Share the tea. So her Mommy and Me group accusing one of her former actor friends of attempting to destroy her after she took on the role. Well, we know it wasn't Sarah Michelle Gellar because they're still friends. And Buffy the Vampire Slayer would never do that to anybody. So Crystal said, it's not 14. Well, I'm the one that said the number 14. So I think Lisa Rinna said 14 on the show. She brought it up because I told her 14 off camera. Why would you say... Okay. Anyways, Crystal began on the January 13 episodes of Humble Brag with Crystal and Cynthia, which is, why is there a show called Humble Brag? Okay. Anyways, there were 7 from one group. Wow. You doubled it and let Rinna run with it? Okay. Looking back, Crystal said that she had opened up to Rinna about her friendship drama, who in turn revealed that one of the women had DM'd her. It sounds crazy. What they're saying you said about people sounds diabolical, Rinna told Crystal at the time. According to Crystal, it was her position on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills that caused one particular friend to cut ties. Name them. I want you to name them. An ex-friend of mine wanted to do the show and had been always someone on their radar. Ooh, jealousy. Hey, jealousy. If not offered a spot on the show. She wanted to do the show, but her family, particularly her husband, did not want to do the show. That would be Hype Man Husband show. He would be like, no, I'm not doing this. He would never do a reality TV show. And I, as her friend, said, I think that's the right decision for you guys not to do it. If he's not going to do it, you can't do the show. Oh, sabotage. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to remember the Beastie Boys song. P.S. ADHD sidebar. How come no one told me that Kathleen Hanna, Riot Girl herself, is married to a Beastie Boy? Bikini Kill, Kathleen Hanna is married to a Beastie Boy. I just found this out, and I fell down a rabbit hole at like 2 a.m. laying in bed as all the fur babies and my husband Chella are asleep. I'm like, I have to know everything. When did they get married? Apparently 2005. He had a wife before. It's Adam. I don't know. I just called them all the Beastie Boys, but I didn't know. How could my little feminist mind not know this? Any hooser. So it sounds like that friend could interpret this like Crystal was sabotaging her. I'm just jumping ahead, but that's where my head goes. Okay. Fast forward a couple years, and Crystal found herself in casting for the show. I told my friend who wanted to do it, and the conversation, while it wasn't awful, it wasn't great. It was as expected. It was, why is it good enough for you and not for me? Ooh, I kind of agree with her friend here. And I'd explained different reasons why we were doing it, she recalled. Then, noting that she joined Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because she felt like it would be a great platform for her, especially amid hate crimes against Asians, Crystal admitted she didn't tell her friend that because it felt like an excuse. I explained that we're in a different situation. Rob is supporting me through this, she shared. And that was the last conversation they ever had. Oh my goodness, the drama. I never heard from her again, ever. We've never spoken once again. That was 4.5 years ago, Crystal stated. In addition to her actress friend, Naima, ignoring her, Crystal said she came across a group photo of her Mommy and Me group without her. I saw this photo. It broke my heart. And I was like, okay, I'm going to make it right. I sent everyone letters, flowers, every single one. I wanted my friends back. I wrote individual letters to everybody begging, whatever I've done, whatever I can do as a friend, I won't even take the show. No one responded, she revealed. I knew that there was going to be a narrative in which I did this to her. And I think with me, it's because I'm not an actor. She's an actor. And I think it's that, why are you doing something that you've never actually wanted to do? Why do you get to do it? I've been vocal about it, but I don't get to do it. Go do something else. Go do something that you wanted to do. You're now doing my journey, her actress friend said. That's mine. From there, Crystal said she was targeted by a series of lies and negativity. She had a smear campaign against her, led by Ryan Reynolds, allegedly. Okay. They would tell people that I made up lies about them to sort of create this campaign against me and my character. And then they started DMing the cast members, she shared. It wasn't just dropping me. It was, now we have to destroy her. Okay, that's way too much. They even told others, if you talk to her, you're no longer friends with us. Can we name this lady? Naima. As the friend group allegedly reached out to influential women she was close with. This should have been Crystal's storyline. This is more interesting than anything Crystal talked about, no offense, all offense, in all of her years on Beverly Hills Housewives. Am I wrong, you guys? I would have loved to be like Crystal meeting with these 7 women, with the actress, like, you took this from me. You didn't want this. And Crystal's like, I need this. I want this. Your husband wouldn't let you. It's not up to just my husband. It should be you and your husband. And they would have been good. Okay. So as the friend group allegedly reached out to influential women she was close with, Crystal recalled the ladies convincing these women that she was trash talking them behind her backs. They basically sabotaged Crystal before she could even infiltrate, get into the friend group. They really dug up things on people, she noted, adding that she struggled to reconcile with many due to the distance maintained amid the COVID-19. Oh, not the Covina. Oh my goodness. Not the Panakuchen. So then she couldn't even show up at people's doors and be like, I didn't do it. Because you got a mask and you got to be so far away. And they'd be like, what? And she'd be like, she's lying. What? She's lying. I can't hear you. Don't get any closer. So yeah, that's messy. And I'm not the first. Some of the women who are still friends with them, who talk to me privately, they're like, we warned you. don't get so close. But you don't think that's ever going to happen. Can we get Andy and a producer and a camera and get this group? Can we get a camera on these cuckoo bananas ladies just like destroying people's reputations here? Can we get a documentary or something happening here? Also, speaking of the Mommy and Me group, we need a Mommy and Me reality show, you guys. As she mentioned that the actress could ultimately be cast on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Crystal said that while they tried to turn others against her, her best friend stayed true. My best friends are amazing because they really stood by me, she stated. We need a Mommy and Me reality show ASAP PIMP, okay? Because that am I the only one? But that was interesting. That was interesting, right? Husky mama, thank you. Of course, a husky mama would get it because huskies are just the best. Silly Goose, you make a very compelling and accurate point. Who does want that many friends? That's a lot of work. I like quality over quantity. When I was younger, I think we all kind of like, you want quantity and it's too much to keep up with. So if you got a couple you can hold on to, even one, okay? I got Nana. No, I do have some other friends. But keep that circle small. Keep it small. Beach said that's messed up. Don't beg her. Yeah, don't ever beg. But it would be, that would be a lot on someone to lose like a whole group of friends all at once. Now, initially I could see the friend's point in like, okay, you told me not to do it. Now, granted, Crystal can easily argue, well, just because if you want my advice, if your husband's against it, how are you going to do it? But then Crystal goes and takes it, and it's LA, and people are very competitive, which is sad. Even in friendships, I've experienced that firsthand, and it's like, okay, we're not competing against each other. I'm in my own race. You're in your own race. Let's be friends. Yay. But alas, I think people that are more insecure about their career or their standing, and I think LA just, the Hollywood kind of makes you insecure already. They're going to be competitive with their friends, unfortunately. Jen Willow says supposedly was an actress. Husband is a singer. Heard speculation, possibly Robbie Williams' wife. Who the heck is Robbie Williams' wife? I know who Robbie Williams is. Robbie Williams' wife. I wish we could name him. Ada Field. What was she in? I've honestly never heard of her. No offense, all offense, Ada. She's an American actress. She has appeared as a panelist on the British television chat show Loose Women. I've heard of that. As well as being a judge on the British version of X Factor. I don't know if I've watched clips of that. Alongside her husband, singer Robbie Williams. Her acting roles include Fresh Meat and Days of Our Lives. Oh, these are the days of our lives. I just remember when Marlena was possessed by the devil. That's the last time I watched Days of Our Lives. So wasn't there a Stefano, something? Mm-hmm. Not women supporting other women's success and beauty. Horrible. Graphic says most of my friends live in other states, and I'm fine with that. I do too. I have a lot of friends that live in other states, like my besties. A lot of them live in other states, other cities. So yeah, Stefano. Is that his name? Stefano. And Marlena was, that Marlena possession. They should bring that back. Maybe they did. I don't know if they did. I used to have a Marlena possession clip. I might have to add it, but this is kind of what it looked like.
You can leave.
Kind of looked like when Meredith said that, allegedly. So interesting, Crystal. But I really wish she would name them.
Name them.
Name them. Well, what you did was ridiculous.
Name them.
Not having. Well, be quiet. So let me talk, Jesus.
Name them.
Silly Goose says, I went to Mommy and Me meeting and they were that group right there. I had stains in my clothes and unbrushed hair. They hated me immediately and vice versa. That is just, that sucks that it can't be this, hopefully people have had better experiences, but you didn't deserve that. Silly Goose. Who doesn't love a stain? If I don't have a stain on my clothes, I didn't eat that day and I'm hungry and feed me. Okay. And unbrushed hair. Come on. That's cool. All right. Isn't that what people are saying about Blake Lively? Her hair doesn't look brushed. So, anyone else think this? Yes, I do. Husky Mama think this season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is a bummer. I think they need to get Crystal get the Mommy and Me group and a couple of Crystal's friends, try to talk Sarah Michelle Gellar, aka Buffy the Vampire Slayer, into it, Buffy Ann Summers, and just revamp the whole Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast. Stefano Demira, oh, you're good, Chickenhead, you're good. To remember the whole name. Yanni says, part of the reason I don't want to become a mom is because the mom groups, LOL. Yeah, it's a little frightening. I mean, the fact that not only were they mad at Crystal, but they like waged a war. They're like, we're taking you down. All right, you guys, we got to talk about Karen Huger. All right, let's talk about the Huger. Talk about the Huger. Real Housewives of Potomac star Karen Huger fires her legal team, according to Reality Blurb, after guilty verdict for DUI and asked for extension for her sentencing. So we know Karen Huger was found guilty of DUI. There was a jury. She was like, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. And then we went over it like a month ago. In December, there was body cam footage of Karen clearly under the influence and just like that and driving around and crashing into people's fences. And we know this isn't her first DUI. This could be her third, fourth, something. According to Giselle and Robin and their podcast, according to the Green Eyed Bandits, they were saying it was like her fourth. So fans of the Real Housewives of Potomac know that the last several weeks have been pretty eventful for Miss Karen Huger, not in a positive way. Not only was she found guilty of driving while under the influence, but she missed the recently filmed Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. Now the news has surfaced that the so-called Grande Dame has fired her attorney and requested that her sentencing be pushed back. For the sake of context, Karen, 61, was involved in a car accident March 2024, where she was arrested for driving under the influence. At the time, she refused the field sobriety testing, which stretched the ordeal for several months. Fast forward to December, and a court found Karen guilty of multiple counts related to the accident, including a DUI charge. Her sentencing was supposed to happen now, late January. However, In Touch is reporting that the Real Housewives of Potomac OG has fired her legal representation after being found guilty. And that's not all. Karen, just take the sentence. You drive drunk. It's horrendous. Emphasis on the horror. No slut shaming. It's horrible. You could have killed someone. But here we are. Okay. So fast forward to December, a court found Karen, blah, 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 blah. And that's not all. As mentioned, Karen also requested that the court push back her sentencing, which was supposed to take place January 29th. So that would be tomorrow. This additional time would allow the troubled reality television star to finish her stint in rehab. Luckily for Karen, the judge agreed to the extension, and she will now be sentenced on February 26th. Oh, she's got to muck up the birth month. Okay. Notably, the extension request was filed on January 9th. The court documents read, Miss Huger is seeking to have the benefit of counsel's 30 years of experience handling cases of this kind in the Maryland courts and in fashioning recommendations that state and the court may find acceptable to address the community's interests in accountability, rehabilitation, supervision, and deterrence. What? Just say guilty, sentence me. I'm going to get sober and I'm not going to do it again. The motion was filed by Karen's new legal team, David A. Martella and Barry Helfand. Oh, Barry Helfand. He is known for getting just people to keep drinking and driving. No, I made that up, but allegedly. Okay. They told the court that they had last spoken to her as she was entering the rehab facility, but they said they could offer no details about her treatment. The court docs went on. The rules of the program severely limit the counsel's ability to communicate with Miss Huger and prepare for sentencing. We got to talk to her about not being drunk at sentencing, allegedly. No, I added that part. Karen will be returning from that program on January 28th, today, 2025, the day before the scheduled sentencing. How convenient. Her new lawyers also stated that they would need time to learn more about the nature of the case, the procedural history, the evidence that was presented at trial, and the client's personal and professional history. Here's the history. Karen likes to drink and drive, and she's 61, and she's too old to be doing that. No one should be drinking and driving, and this ain't her first rodeo. So let's get the sentencing going and make sure she don't do this shit again. Okay. There you go. You're caught up now. They request an extension until February 14th. Oh, Valentine's Day, how romantic. To allow them time to file a memorandum, easy for me to say, related to her sentencing. Karen's representative previously mentioned appealing the decision. Please don't. But it's unclear if that's still, just please don't. Please don't appeal it. Just do the time. You did the crime, lady. You puked on your own purse when they arrested you. Come on now. Karen has faced a ton of criticism, rightfully so, and many fans question why she chose to take this DUI to trial. Yeah, when they have body cam footage instead of taking a plea deal. They question this decision because of the overwhelming evidence and damning, it was damning, that's right, video footage of her arrest that came out during her trial. And she was like, I'm not drunk, I'm having a hot flash. And we're like, ma'am, that is not, I have hot flashes, and that doesn't make me get in the car and drive drunk, crash into a fence, call my husband, say, I'm leaving, barf on my purse, and then say, that doesn't make you do that. Oh my gosh. And this is one of the reasons that you do need consequences for this, because Karen Huger thought that she could really skate this because she's done it before, allegedly. So she's like, oh, I don't need to be held accountable. I can just keep drinking and driving. No, I'm going to buy you a drink. Apparently she still had a license. So 2 for sure. I think one of them she might have got knocked down to something else. But again, I don't even know for sure how many she's had, but 1's too many. And then 2, 3, 4. I mean, come on. There's got to be, you got to have some shame. You got to have some accountability. It is ridiculous. Let me see what you guys are saying. Jen Willow says, here's the history. Watch the body cam. Yeah, watch the body cam and then try to defend that and say that she shouldn't, just go to sentencing and, come on. Kara says she probably can't even see at night when she's sober. Oh, yes, that's a good defense. My client is soberly blind. She needs to be intoxicated. And then she can see very clearly her car drive into a fence. Okay. Evelyn says Karen can hire all the new attorneys she wants, but with her past DUI, I can't see her getting out of jail time for this DUI. And maybe we need to remind rich people in this year of 2025. Sorry, it has to be Karen Huger, and it can't be the many others who need this reminder that you can't just do whatever you want and get away with whatever you want. But then you kind of look around and you think, well, that's kind of what the country's doing anyways. So Brandy says she needs jail time for sure. Sick of these reality stars getting off with a slap on the hand. Just sick of anyone with like power, money, and influence getting off like that. Not paid by anyone. Says it's rumored that the friend whose husband didn't want the wife to be on Beverly Hills is Robbie Williams. Oh, and he's a close friend of LVP. Interesting. Très intéressant. Beach says, sounds like detox talk. Yeah, her sentencing was supposed to be tomorrow, but they moved it back to the end of February. What did Timberlake get for his DUI? That's a great question, Tracy, and I think he got absolutely nothing. Say it again. And Justin Timberlake, you need to sit at that hearing and sentencing with Karen Huger. You guys need to be sentenced together. Because, my God, he was sentenced to, I think, public humiliation. And then people started really taking a look at the history of Justin Timberlake and also at his genitals in that harness, apparently. And I guess that's his sentence. But I don't think he got anything either. Yeah, this is a really, you guys, 2025 is like a great year. It's a great time to be a criminal. You can get away with so much. It's crazy. You can get away with so much. Speaking of criminals, did you guys see this hilarious video of our great president, Donald J. Trump, meeting our great governor, Gavin Newsom, aka Gavin Newscum, according to him, getting off Air Force One, landing in California to talk about the California wildfires. Gavin Newsom clearly back from, one of his big homes, Trump coming from his big home. And just 2 rich white guys who hate each other meeting up and shaking hands. Okay, let's take a look at it. It just makes me laugh so much at the power struggle between yes, the handshake struggle between these two dorks. Okay. Okay, let's take a listen. Here comes Trump and Melania. Melania is always in disguise. She's like, I don't want anyone to really see me with him. Because when this is over, it's over. And she's gonna go back in and be like, can you AI Photoshop me out of this shit? All right, let's take a look here. Okay, so right away they go in for the kiss. Trump wants to use tongue. New Scum just wants to do neck. He's like, yeah, let's give you a little necking. We can clearly see there's a difference between the men. You got one guy who's probably still doing CrossFit, another guy who can barely cross his legs. Okay, here we are. Oh, whispering in each other's ears. Ugh. These fires are hot. Yeah, they are, Donnie. Yeah, they are. Okay. He's got a note, love letter in his back pocket, and they're patting and hugging. And Melania's liking this. She's like, someone else has to touch him and not me. This is great. Okay. And then Donald wants to pull away right away. He's like, I got to get back. And Newsom, with his CrossFit bod and his skinny jeans, is like, oh, come here, Donnie. Come here. Hey. Oh my God. It's like the greatest tug of war. You, huh? What? And then finally they let go. But that little back and forth is just, let's slow it down. Okay. So they bring it right in just above the genitals, holding hands, making plans. Hey, buddy. No, you, buddy. Oh, I'ma buy you a drink. Ooh-wee. I'ma take you home with me. I got money in the bank. I don't want you to think about that. Trump University was a scam. Do some and release. Oh. And they both allegedly ejaculated. So now he's like, let's pound it out. And Trump's like, I don't know what that means. Get Trump. And then Trump touches his head because he's uncomfy. But I don't like that. And he's like, you and me and you, we're both different. You should be able to come to a resolution. And he's like, you're rich. But have you ever sold a Bible made in China? And he's like, I haven't. But it's not like I haven't thought about it. And Melania's just like, that's kind of good. I don't like it. But you should think about it because you heard a crypto coin. And, I have. I definitely have. All right, let's go. We'll talk more about it later. Well, hey, Melania. And Donald didn't even know they were tonguing right behind his back. Donnie, turn around. He's stealing your girl. The boy is mine. Look at Melania. He's like, oh, sweet. She's very happy. She's standing closer to him than she's ever stood to Trump. They're making plans for later. And they head over. Donald has to turn around, which is very difficult because he doesn't CrossFit, allegedly. And so he goes, you still behind me? Where's that lady I'm married to? Get over here. Because he knows it hit him. He's like, I better grab her up. Because Newsom, he's quick. He's slick. He's a California slickster. He'll be in and out of your wife before you even know it, allegedly. Okay? And there they go. Take a walk with a rich wife. Yeah, we're going to ruin the country. And there's so much love for each other. So much love. Okay, we'll speed it back up to normal. He hits him again because secretly Donnie wants to be Newsom. Okay, secretly he wants that CrossFit bod a little bit. And secretly Newsom's like, I think we could be friends. You don't have to call me New Scum. And Melania is just like, free me. Help me. Save me.
Hello, everybody. So we just left North Carolina a little while ago. We have that in very good shape. We have the congressman in charge and Michael Watley, and we're going to do a lot of work. We have the Army Corps of Engineers working as they are here.
Newsom's like, yes, that's a word. That's a thing you just said. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Please. Yeah, that's good.
And I think you're going to see some very big progress. They left them high and dry. And now we're going to
notice Melania. Normally she turns away from him. She's like, I'm not looking at him. But now she's like, oh, Gavin, let's make eye contact again.
be taking a little tour.
Taking a little tour.
With some of the people from the area. I appreciate the governor coming out and
see, they appreciate each other. This is progress in 2025. Okay, it's not progress in like real life, real terms, but it's progress in 2025.
meeting me.
Two fragile male egos, one heftier and more fragile than the other, but still fragility remains.
Gavin.
Oh, and I was like, hey, I think he called him Kevin. His name's Gavin. It's weird though. I wish he would say new scum to his face. You know what I mean? I think that's the manly thing to do. If you're going to say it on Twitter, you should probably say it to my face, not the Twitter fingers. Okay. So then he reaches out and Gavin's like, oh my God, we're touching again? Sir. Oh, and why is the hand by the genitals? Sirs.
Very much. And
Gavin's like, yep, Melania I can't keep my eyes off you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I want to hold your CrossFit body so much. At long last, your hair is real and you don't got to push it up and dye your skin orange. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my billionaire eyes off of you. She is chucking out Newsom.
we'll be talking a little bit.
She's like, oh my God, he's touching his butt. I want to touch his butt. I can't even find Trump's butt.
We want to get it fixed. We want to get the problem fixed.
And he's still talking. You know, he's like that grandpa that tells the same story over and over. And you're like, okay, we got to go. See you next Christmas. He's still talking. And these two have had a whole affair in their minds.
And there'll be some ways. But
Oh, he's looking at her. Oh, she turns away. She's like, no, you got to play a little coy. So she turns away from Gavin as Gavin looks over at her like, hey, girl, what's up? All right. And we gonna get it on tonight. You smoke, I smoke, you drink, me too. That's cool. And we gonna get high tonight. This is like, people don't understand how, like, sex there.
it's like you got hit by a bomb, right?
He's like, you got hit by, no, bitch, you got hit by a bomb. Okay? Because Gavin Newsom just impregnated your whole family.
Yeah, like you got hit by a bomb.
Yeah, like hit by, like a bomb.
Would you like to say something?
I mean, I guess you could say something. These guys are friends. Oh my goodness. Oh, I get to say something. Thank you. New scum would. Good. Your wife's hot. She definitely grabbed my bum.
Most importantly, thank you for being here. It means a great deal to all of us, not just the
It doesn't mean a great deal to us.
folks in Palisades, the folks in Altadena.
Trump's like, I don't know where Altadena is. I know where the rich white people live. So just point me there, and I'll plead my case.
We're devastated. We're going to need your support. We're going to need your help. You were there for us.
Yep, you are. Yep, you are. You were there for us, Gavin. Don't lie, Gavin.
During COVID. I don't forget that.
I forgot. I don't remember him being there for us during COVID. Someone's going to have to give me a reminder and a link.
And I have all the expectations that we'll be able to work together to get this speedy recovery.
Trump's like, yep, me. All I heard was me, and then me, and then me.
We will. We're going to get it done.
We're going to get it done. Yep.
Tremendous numbers of lives have been affected.
Tremendous. A lot. Will you get a number? No, you don't have to say actual numbers anymore. You just say tremendous, bigly, a lot, huge.
A lot of real estate's been affected. Nobody's
a lot of real estate, which is really, that's the big deal.
Never probably seen anything like this.
Never seen anything like this.
You can almost say since the Second World War.
Oh my God. He just said, I haven't seen anything since the Second World War, sir. Probably not the analogy, the comparison you want to make when you got old, what's his nuts, throwing up love in the way of a Nazi salute.
Half of you got to go. You got to go by noon today.
We got the dog. Oh, y'all just set it up. Y'all set it straight to the
Yeah, we heard the dog.
Maybe not the constant World War II references when your friends are literally saluting the Nazis. But okay, we'll keep going. And Gavin's feeling his own butt because he's like, this is a nice ass. Gavin, if you don't love Gavin Newsom, don't worry. He loves Gavin Newsom.
You think of it. I mean, nothing like this has happened.
Nothing like this has happened.
And we're going to get it fixed, so we'll get it permanently fixed. So it can't.
You hear that, Trump just admitted he believes in climate change. We won. Yeah, we're going to get it permanently fixed. He's going to fix climate change. Yeah, I bet he has like a really, really good plan too.
Can happen again. And again, we'll be talking a little bit later. And
Melania's like, oh, I hope we're talking later to Newsom. I hope it, because wow, he doesn't have to pull his pants up to his nipples. This is a different kind of sexy. This man's just letting his shirt out while my husband's literal belt is touching his nips.
we'll get it worked out, okay?
I appreciate it, Mr. President.
Thank you, God.
God, they touch a lot. Like, get a room, you two. And what's this? He pulls him back to him. Yeah, give it to me. Give it to me. Yeah, give it to me raw.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Ooh, we slapped his back. He's like, you've been doing them back exercises, haven't you? Yeah.
Both of you have disagreed a lot over the past.
The journalists are like, but you two hate each other. You've disagreed a lot. You literally call him new scum. Why all the touching now? Why all the attaboys? Why all the sexy vibe?
Week over what has happened in this state. How do you plan to?
We got to get it finished. We're looking to get something completed. And
I think I know what Melania and Newsom are going to get completed.
When you get it completed, is the work.
Melania's like, yeah, it hasn't been completed for me since, what year did I get married? What year did I meet this guy? Before then. Not since my hookup with Ben Affleck, allegedly, has it been completed. With Dunkin' Donuts to boot.
Together. He's the governor of the state. And we're going to get it completed. They're going to need a lot of federal help. Unless you don't need any, which is...
said he's going to need a lot of federal help unless you don't need any. Oh my God. Stop it, Donnie.
Yeah, we're going to need a lot of federal help.
Oh, and now we're back to less sexy, more patronizing. Okay, little big buddy. Okay, little big buddy. Through the door, big buddy. Okay, giving him that pat. Like, we're going to need some help.
So,
we help a lot of you fucks, so you got to help us.
We're going to take care of things, okay?
We're going to take care of things hugely, tremendously, bigly. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take care of it.
I have all the confidence in the world we'll work that out.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I guess some of you are coming with us, and some of you not. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll see you.
It's crazy that the Newsom sexiness just Trump he couldn't still. I don't blame the guy. I mean, I'm not particularly attracted to Newsom, but it's clear him and Melania are. And you just can't still hate the guy, when you're like getting a rager in the cager, you can't be like, oh, new scum, because it's not new scum anymore. It's like Melania's like, new cum, new gonna get some. Still patting. Now we have a very clear view of two asses, okay? Two very rich asses. One at CrossFit, okay? Two cute, big, hugely man asses. Then Melania looking over at Gavin like, hey, baby, hey, Newsom says. And then there's Trump, and I don't know where his back ends and his ass starts, but that's okay. I'm dealing with those issues right now too. I got to do some squats. And he waddles away. And there's Newsom like, so if you want a six-pack, here's what you got to do. Lean proteins, lots of working out. I mean, that was just, that whole experience took me on a ride. It was like, will they, won't they? Are they going to hook up? Is Trump pregnant? Will he keep the baby? It's just, it was a lot. But I feel like there was a lot of love there. A lot of love between these two guys. Still some issues, but also a lot of love. Yep. Is a pick-me shot. Ultimately, Tiny Hands is a pick-me-shot. Mm-hmm. Oh, poor Melania. You know what? I think Melania hopefully she's able to escape occasionally, for some fun, for some enjoyment. That would be nice. Yeah, new Melania's like, new cum, not new scum, new cum. New come and get some of this. So allegedly there might have been a threesome that occurred. Again, don't sue me. These are just allegedly. These are rumors coming out. Blinds, if you see, but I'm not blind, and I just saw what I saw, and so did you guys. Allegedly, they turned on a little glycerine, and they had a fun time together, all three of them. That's what Donnie was screaming after a little glycerine time. Whoa! Okay. All right. That's ridiculous. Why did you guys make me do that? That's horrible. Thank you, Pamela B, for the first super chat of the live. Pamela says, Trump in the Minotaur stance, leaning forward. Minotaur. He's like, I may not be as tall as you, buddy, but like lean with it. I lean like a cholo. So okay, let's knock it off, Jolene. What is going on? What in the Boner City Township is happening? Well, that's the no offense, all offense for today, you guys. I'm going to be back later. I have to get going right now because I got a little appointment at 12:40. So in 6 minutes, cutting it close like I do. But I'll be back later for a Traitors recap of episode 5 because we got to get into it. I got to put my Traitors cloak on. We got to do the damn thing. Hide your baby oil. Newsom and Trump are do. Okay. All right. Knock it off, Jolene. How inappropriate. I am a horrible person. And you guys are all beautiful pumpkin spice babies. Smash that like on the way out. Make sure you leave a comment after the video post. If you're on the replay crew, let me know by putting a disco ball emoji in the comment section. If you're not, or if you don't have that emoji, because I know some people are like, I don't have the disco ball. You can put a shamrock, or if you're a member, you can put a baby door emoji, and that will make alert me to the fact that you made it to the whole end of the video, and you're an amazing person. And thank you to all of you who watched live with me today, and thank you for all of your comments and opinions. Follow me on social media at Joleen Lunzer on Instagram and the Tiki Taki, and I'll see you guys very soon. And like I always say, enjoy yourself, because it's later than you think. Bye.
If you like what you see.